honestly. Like I've tried to stay ready in all of the games and also do the work away from it too. So for that, I think that's a word I'm going to use. Yeah. Maggie?
I mean, when I first found out that Beck was coming to the game, coming to our team, I was super excited. Just so you know, I was super excited. I was super excited. Because she's a knockdown shooter. I know like every time it's going up, it's going in. So today she showed what she brings to this team, and I'm just so happy that she was ready today.
You have a question for me? Lila, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Steph just talked kind of pre-game about kind of the, slim, margin, of error as kind of, one of the, keys to the game. Just kind of how did you guys, see that kind of play out? It seemed like, every time you guys were able to cut into, their lead, the, aces really, just had a response and they're able to, kind of extend it back even, at the end there.
Yeah, no, I think it started with our start of the game. I think we didn't come out, and play our game from the beginning. So I think we let them, get a lead too early there. So I mean, we did a great job fighting back and doing everything in the second half that we should have did in the first half. But I think it started with our start today.
Kayla? Oh, go ahead, Lila, and then
I'm
Kayla.
just going to follow up on that. I mean, with that start, what do you think led to, a lot of those turnovers? Was it kind of, something they were doing or something that you guys were doing kind of yourselves?
I don't think it was necessarily what they were doing. I think we were we were making turnover. I mean, we just had turnovers that we don't usually have, and they were just getting easy buckets in transition. So I think in the second half we had 3 turnovers or something like that. So I think just cleaning up that area, and like you said, there's a small margin of error, especially against a good team. So I think we clean up those little things, and it's a different game.
Kayla, go ahead.
Kind of going off that a little with a quick turnaround from today to Thursday. Do you think going into like talking about a game plan for Thursday, is it more of what you guys can do better, or is it more of like a schematic kind of thing? Playing defense or something on that.
I think it's definitely us. Like we said in the locker room now, everything is within our control. I think the way that we presented ourselves at the start isn't us, so it's really us just doing 40 minutes of how we were for the second half. So it's definitely within our grasp 100%, and we'll show who we are in the next game.
Vicky, go ahead.
Great. You talked about like this whole season about your toughness. Like, did that fourth quarter kind of show like, that more like who you wanted to represent yourself as?
I think
Was that like just fun to watch play out and like just underscore how tough you guys really are?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely showed our toughness. We came in at halftime and we talked about, we weren't playing our game and just, going out there, picking up our defensive intensity and, just having fun. I think we came back in the second half and we played our game and it was a lot more fun to watch, fun to play. So I think just staying locked into our game plan and what we need to do better, I think that's going to be the best thing for us moving forward.
Maggie?
What was it about that really took you guys out of the game, especially in the beginning?
I mean, again, I think it was just our turnovers early, and they got some easy buckets to see the ball go in. So then when they had the open shots, they continued to see the ball go in. So I think those early turnovers definitely helped them, in the first half.
Any other questions? Lila?
Just, what else did you guys just learn about kind of yourselves and this group just in this matchup, being able to, go up against, a team like that and to see the way that you guys are able to, fight back?
I think it's the fact that people are also very intimidated by us. I don't think it should be the focus on it's Vegas. I think, we're Connecticut and there's a reason that teams do fear playing us. So I think just going in with that attitude and also like that ego in that sense and coming out and fighting from the start.
Kayla?
Agree, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you're just as shy or triple double.
So it was this girl right here.
You're currently averaging the most assists you have in your career, so has there been an emphasis on playmaking more for you, or is that just something that's come kind of naturally?
I think it just come kind of naturally with the way our offense is. I have the ball and we're making reads out of it more, so it's just being able to make those reads and my teammates are finishing the play, so that's good for me. But I think that's the difference, just the way our offense is flowing.
Last question, Vicky.
When you had the 2 3-pointers in the third quarter, and then did you just feel yourself like heating up, kind of like did those feel good? Like you hit the 5th one and then the 6th one, and then the whole team came flying out onto the floor with their towels, and was that just like did it just feel good?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through? that?
I mean, I need to work on my celebration, I think. No, it felt good. It just feels good to see the ball go through the net. I think I've needed something like this sort of game for a little while, and I think that just gives me a little bit of confidence too. But I mean, it's awesome having a team get around you like that. Like, it gets you a little hyped up, even if I don't show it. So.
All right, thanks, guys.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Start with the opening statement and then go to questions in the room. Just raise your hand.
Certainly disappointed, that we didn't come out with a win. Disappointed with the way that we started the game, but proud of our effort in the second half, that we regrouped, that we kept coming at them. We played more like Connecticut Sun basketball in the second half. So nobody wants to come out without winning the ball game, but I think we've got some good momentum that we can build on.
Questions? Vicky?
Steph, you talk about your toughness and your grit and everything like that. That whole fourth quarter kind of showed how tough you are. Beck just
Yeah.
kind of just heated up, and they rallied around her. Dijonay made some great plays.
Yeah, I'm proud. That's what this team is about, and we have depth, and it can be anybody at any moment. Beck and Nay were terrific for us off the bench. I mean, they gave us energy. They gave us not just scoring, but defensively, they were really good. And that's what we have to have, because not everybody's going to have it every night. And, I felt like we could have went either way at halftime. And this team showed what we were about. And just continuing to fight, continuing to claw, continuing to find ways, even if it's not pretty, to get production and to get stops. And just, again, proud of our effort in that second half in particular. But our challenge is still to find 40 minutes of that same effort and execution.
Lila?
You just said that, if it went, either way at halftime, what did that, halftime locker room look like in terms of those conversations?
Yeah, it was more just a challenge of, hey, for some reason, they did what they're supposed to do. They came in and they punched us in the mouth. And for whatever reason, we were on our heels. I don't know what that reason is. But the challenge of being who we are in the second half and making them work on the defensive end, getting the ball moving side to side, looking to attack a little bit more, taking care of the ball so they're not getting so many runouts. There's no transition defense for poor offensive execution. And then just defensively being active, anticipating. We were reacting. We weren't giving them any resistance. We were letting them go where they wanted to in the first half. And so it was more about, hey, listen, okay, yeah, we were on our heels. We got knocked in the mouth. How are we going to respond?
What do you think about your team's ATO execution?
It wasn't great the entire ball game. I think in the fourth quarter we did some really good things. There are going to be teams that play us different ways because of some of the things that we like to do in ATO situations, and we have to be able to take the next read. Sometimes maybe the third or fourth read. What is that going to be? We have options no matter what opponents do. Now it's just getting comfortable with those options.
Maggie?
You talk about, trying to find execution for a full 40 minutes. Is that something we can work on between now and Thursday, or is that going to be the whole kind of season journey?
I think it's just a journey and a growth process for our team because there's so many changes. No, it's between now and Thursday, we've got to fine tune. We've got to rest. We've got to recover. We've got to, be heavy in the film and see what kind of adjustments we need to make. But I think it's going to be a season-long journey for us. Certainly we don't want to be at our peak right now. But we want to show progress and signs of getting better and putting longer stretches together.
Any other questions? Nikki?
How do you rest and get ready for them again on Thursday at the same time?
Oh, well, we've got a great trainer in Nicole Alexander. Taking advantage of everything that we have here for them to recover, making sure that we're disciplined in terms of getting off of our feet and taking advantage of those things. And then, it's mental. Now, the great thing is we're not preparing for a new opponent. So we have to really be locked into adjustments that we want to make. We've got to be disciplined in terms of our recovery and be ready to go on Thursday.
Was there anything on defense that you did? Like you had some good defensive possessions.
Yeah, when we executed our schemes and when we took some individual accountability, we have a phrase called guard your yard, which means you have to guard your yard one way to the right and one way to the left. Like we can't get beat on straight line drives. And I felt like, we were out of position in the first half sometimes and we were getting beat on straight line drives. And so we were either not in rotation or unnecessarily in rotation. So we've just got to take care of a lot of, not a lot, but a little bit of footwork and positioning in some of those situations. And I felt like we did that in the second half. We made those adjustments individually, collectively with our game plan. We did some different things. We made those adjustments, and now we've just got to build on that.
Lila, last question?
When you talk about those things, that first half, were those kind of, some of those things kind of exposed that you had kind of already been seeing throughout the season, kind of when you talk about, those things on defense or kind of different things like that, or were there any kind of new things that kind of Vegas may have exposed in that first half?
I don't think it was new things, but Vegas runs a lot of really good actions. and they have multiple players who can receive and initiate those actions. And so it really is a challenge for all 5 players to stay actively engaged at all times and to understand individual tendencies, individual coverage assignments, because you're not always going to be on the same person, the same player. And they do a really good job of reading the counters. And so, this is a team that poses a tremendous challenge to defenses in making sure that you're locked in for 40 minutes. And obviously we weren't in the first half as much as we needed to be, but I thought we did a really good job in the second half. And, sometimes it's like a gut punch when, we're giving them points off of turnovers, run-outs. I think we had 12 turnovers in the first half. Like, there's just no defense for that. They had 15 transition points in the first half. And there's nothing we can do about that. And sometimes that's a gut punch, and it takes some of your energy, some of your swag away. And fortunately, we were able to get some of that back in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.